It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beauties. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, live here on S3. You're in for a treat this morning because indelible storyteller Pilani Bubu is never without a lived experience etched into her heart and mind in a highly expressive musical journey. I mean, she really is such a star. She tells authentic stories of inspiration, identity, and influence, and they come together in the most harmonious way. But before we get to chat to her, let's take a look at her first music video. Watch this.
In my sheets, I'll be daydreaming, fulfilling 1,000 mates. I imagine them all playing back in my mind, so many scenarios. Whatever they may be, I'm all yours, 'cause in my mind you're already nostalgia. I missed you before I met you. You got me feeling so good. Tickle my fancy, you got me worked up in my head.
I can totally see myself just starting the day, a cup of coffee in hand, and you're just jamming along to this. That's Pilani Bubu. And today, she joins us here on your Feel Good Breakfast show, and she is sharing her journey behind the latest project, Lockdown Lovestory. Let's give a very warm, feel-good welcome to Pilani Bubu. Yes, queen. Pilani.
Hi.
It's you.
It is I.
You exist. You're
I
not a
do.
hologram.
What?
I follow you on social media and I'm always just like, what an unbelievable girl. You are so talented. You are all the feel good that we need. But it's been a long journey coming to this,
Yeah.
right? I mean, your story is actually quite an incredible one. You've always said that fundamentally, the way that you tell stories has always been rooted in, I suppose, your role as an activist. There's specific messages as a Pan-Africanist that you are trying to get across. Let's talk about that.
Wow, so as an activist, I like to call myself a creative activist.
Yeah.
And most of the time, I want to encourage other people to be inspired by the concepts and the ideas that I bring to life, to be inspired by my journey, to see where they can seek inspiration, to see how they can create into the world. Because I do believe that we are all co-creators of life. And if we all live through that passion, do you know what I mean? That's the change that we all need to be in the world. Fundamentally, that is like the singular change that we can create in the world, is if we were doing the thing that we're passionate about, giving our best creative energy. As a Pan-Africanist, I definitely spend a lot of time traveling through the continent and also collaborating through the continent. So Lockdown Lovestory tour started in Ghana and then went to Kenya and then came to South Africa, and I'm trying to move around different parts of the country. And what it is just breaking down these walls. And I feel like this pandemic made us more insular. And now we gotta find a way to remember that things do still stay the same. Human beings just want to connect. We all just want to be together.
We love to connect.
Right. And so with this latest project, Lockdown Lovestory, what I'm sort of pushing through there is post-pandemic mode, a way in which we can all, kind of reflect through the project, use it as a portal for reflection, redemption, restoration, reunions, and tell our lockdown love stories. What were we doing during lockdown?
Well, you've got to tell me your lockdown love story because here it is, your really highly anticipated EP with 8 tracks in it, Lockdown Love Story. It's all about, budding romance and experiences that took place, I suppose, during abnormal times. Pilani, did you fall in love during lockdown, baby girl?
I did.
Let's talk about that.
Bad timing. March 2020. It was almost like when I left Expresso the last time I was here promoting my last project. That was March 2020, right?
It feels like a lifetime ago.
I know. I started a sort of a conversation with someone who slid into my DMs.
They slid into your DMs.
So I thought that, Cupcake was going to close the country one month and the curve would flatten, but it was not that simple, right? And so this relationship began then virtually and started getting hot and steamy, between my 4 walls, alone, during lockdown, lonely, but in some way fell in love and connected with someone and kind of explored those nuances of what does a virtual relationship feel like? It's nostalgic, it's dreamy, it's like Brandy sitting up in my room.
Love it. Okay, so As We Lay.
Yes.
As we lay... Okay, no, but it's a different one. The song is set, obviously, off the creation of Lockdown Lovestory. In producing it, of course, you collaborated with lots of creatives from other parts of the continent, from Kenya, also outside of the continent as well. I mean, you've even gone to Budapest as well. You've, got influences contributing to the fluidity of your distinctly African identity in As We Lay. Let's talk about that track.
As we lay, there's so many playlists out there. I feel like I need to tell people like different words because I'm not really genre driven. I'm driven by the story.
By the story,
it's like
yes.
new R&B, it's like alternative R&B, Afro R&B. And what it is, the way it started was springboarded by, I wrote a poem during lockdown for this lover to let them know, like, I imagined like what it would be like when we first met, what would happen, what would he say, what would we do.
Yes.
And what happened is then someone from Kenya, Afronautic, Sean Peeves, who's Afronautic, sent me a track, and then I just put the song or turned the poem into a song against that. And so it was the track that springboarded everything. So that one was released before. Then we have an album version of the track produced by Samuel Sechangi from Kenya, but he was living in Cape Town at the time.
Yeah.
And we kind of like then made a sonic journey that kind of carried through the EP that was springboarded from the track as well.
Okay, this is absolutely incredible because the fact that all of these stories that come through in Lockdown Lovestory are all actually so authentic. They're based on your real lived experiences during lockdown, but I'm sure experiences that lots of people have connected with as well because we all lived through that period. We're gonna love hearing the music, and the beauty of it all is that Pilani Bubu is going absolutely nowhere. No, she's going nowhere, especially after going through the effort of matching our cushions. She wasn't gonna go anywhere. She's gonna perform with us or for us here on the show all the way through to 9 o'clock, so make sure that you stick around.